Okay, hello everybody. Happy New Year's. Sorry for not putting any videos up, but I have many channels that I have to attend. So this channel wasn't really in the list of getting new videos, even though I've watched many movies and I've watched many things. So let's get on with the movie. And I have to say that the movie is called... Oh man, I don't know what's the name of the movie. Okay, so let me think. Kevin Hart is the actor. Kevin Hart. And it's called Upside. Okay, so the movie is called Upside, which supposedly was supposed to come out in 2017, but didn't. So I have, when I think of these two actors that were in the movie, Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston, I did not feel like they were I had the thought that they were not going to be good because Bryan Cranston being in a wheelchair, unable to move, I thought this was going to be like another Stephen Hawking remake or something, like a story of Stephen Hawking. But it wasn't at all because they did make a movie with Stephen Hawking. Not with Stephen Hawking, but of Stephen Hawking, where he's able to walk normal. Then all of a sudden, like at I think age 20, he becomes like paralyzed and becomes like this, all crooked, and becomes wheelchair mobile, just mobile. So what I have to say about Kevin Hart is that I haven't really liked Kevin Hart in a while. It's not that I don't like. I give new artists or new actors a chance, but I felt like Kevin Hart wasn't good for me. I haven't liked Kevin Hart in a while. Because to me, I felt like he's trying to be the next Chris Tucker, talking and trying to be like funny, like Chris Tucker. But I don't think that it has. I don't think that it really has paid off for Kevin Hart. Like for me, like just from my thought, I don't think it's Chris Tucker is funny like Kevin Hart. So let me tell you why I feel that Kevin Hart would. I mean, I feel that Chris Tucker is funnier than Kevin Hart. Just in a less than 5 minutes. Friday, Money Talks, all the Rush Hour movies, and I think that's it. What else is there? I don't know at the moment, but those are the three movies that I can remember that I can say are amazing from Chris Tucker. Kevin Hart, I can say he's funny, but he's not Chris Tucker funny. Okay? So let's get on with it. So I would have thought this movie wasn't good because Kevin Hart, because of Bryan Cranston, because he's in a wheelchair and he's immobile. And what do you expect from someone that can't move? But both of them still played a good part of it. They still played a good thing. So I would recommend you go watch this movie. I don't care if you don't like Kevin Hart, or I don't care if you don't like Bryan Cranston. Just watch it, and I don't care what people say, because people like to say this movie is just a hit and miss. Just watch it if you want, and don't watch it if you don't want to. So that's just me. I'm like, don't go crazy, man. Just watch it and enjoy it. And this movie, it is enjoyable. It is very enjoyable from beginning to end. So let me just give you these characters in a flash. So Kevin Hart is Dell, and he's a dude that's coming from prison. I think because I think he's coming out of jail. He's being released because I think he went to jail because he had a gun charge or something, he was carrying a gun or something illegally, and that's why he ended up in prison. At the same time, his girlfriend or wife doesn't want to see him because he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have money, he doesn't have anything to be able to sustain, to be able to pay for welfare or I think child support or something. And let's just give you that there's Nicole Kidman, there's Bryan Cranston in this movie, and Bryan Cranston is the main character, I guess, where he's in a wheelchair and he's immobile because he jumps off of a plane and he becomes immobile from there because I don't know, something goes wrong with the parachute or something. Just it kind of reminds you of like Peggy Hill from King of the Hill. If you think of Peggy Hill from King of the Hill, you would remember that she jumped off a plane because Hank said jump off the plane, and that's where she gets the idea of jumping off, getting hurt, and instead of being immobile for life, she becomes immobile for some time because she's laying down on a bed. That's how you can remember. And then she gets on the wheelchair, and then she tries because of Hank's of Hank's of Hank's dad, and then she can walk again. She practices and tries until she can walk. So that's how I feel that this Bryan Cranston was Mr. P, as we know in the movie. That kind of happens to him, but instead of recuperating and being able to stand up, walk and run and move around, he can't move around. And Mr. P and Dell is looking for a job. So he's not really looking for a job. He's just been given a piece of paper that he needs to get signed after working some time. So he gets like two signatures, one from I think a burger restaurant, like another burger similar to Burger King, and then one of like, I don't know if it was a store or something, and then the last one he's trying to get it from Bryan Cranston, but Bryan Cranston says no because he wants Bryan Cranston to get the job first. The offer say, I offer you this job for you to work for me, and you're going to be having to help me out around the house or around this building. And you have to take care of me. You have to give me food. You have to give me water. You have to give me clothing. Dress me up. I can't move at all. I'm immobile. And Nicole Kidman's there, and she says, "Nope, don't give the job to him. He's a loser. He's this. He's that. All his flaws." And I don't feel like being African American is like a flaw. It's a good thing to be who you're given. If I was born black or African American, I would be proud. If I was born Asian, I would be proud. If I was born white, I would still be proud. I wouldn't have to say just because I'm a Latino, don't give me the job. But I have to say yes. That's how it went. So she said, yes, you can get the job, but you have 3 strikes. But but Dell, as he's known in the movie, he says, nope, I don't want this job. I just want my signature, and I just want to get out of here. I'm not the type of person to take care of nobody. I've never taken care of anybody. I've only taken care of myself. And he does come back because Bryan Cranston kind of tells him before he leaves that, because he comes back the next day, but Bryan Cranston's the one that says, yes, I'll pay you whatever you want, I think, or I'll give you good pay as long as you work for me. So he does get the job because he goes to his woman's house and finds out that she has no money. She has nothing at home. Nothing is at home. The whole building is going down, and I'm thinking that she lives like somewhere in the Bronx or something, in Bronx, New York. So that's how it is. So it's like, yo, what? You have nothing to give me. You have nothing to give me, Dell. You're a loser. You're pathetic. You're nobody. And before I tell you that, Dell stole a book while he's leaving. When he leaves the building from Bryan Cranston, he steals a book and he gives it to his son as a birthday present. And Dell's girlfriend or wife or woman says, nope, why are you giving him that book? That you need to give me more than that. You need to give him more. You haven't paid child support. You haven't paid anything. How do you expect us to live without anything? And she kicks out Dell, and Dell, having no money, having nothing in his life, just a duffel bag filled with, I guess, his clothing or something. And he goes back to Bryan Cranston and says, I want the job. And he still gets the signature, but it still says, I want the job. And Kevin Hart does take care of Bryan Cranston slowly, learning how to take care of himself, and he also is going to be living there in another room or something. I think it's like a room. He's living there, and to cut this movie short in a really, really short thing, I'm gonna jump that Bryan Cranston remembers that his wife died of cancer or something. I think she dies of cancer, and Bryan Cranston also remembers that he jumped off a plane and he got sick. he got sick and immobile. He got a crash. So it's just, like I said, it's similar to like Peggy Hill when she when she when she jumps off the plane because Hank Hill says jump off the plane. You need to jump off the plane in order to just jump off the plane in order to just have fun because Hank says you jump off the plane, Peggy, and she does. And when she jumps off the plane, she gets hurt. She becomes immobile. She's in a casket. No, not casket, but in not casket, but she's in a that thing like a cast or something like a full body cast, not casket because casket is like when they're dead. But I mean a cast when she's so when she's in a cast, she learns how to walk again because of Con. No, not Con. Cotton Hill. So after that, she can walk again after Cotton pushes her to walk. But that's not Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston's character he gets hurt, but he's immobile for life. Like anything can happen to you. If I decide to ride a horse and I fall and the horse smashes me, then I'm immobile. If I'm in a car crash, I can end up immobile. If I jump off a plane, again immobile. So that's just a little short thing. So Bryan Cranston decides to continue to talk to this woman that he's been talking to for 1 year or so, and she's like this woman is like in a relationship. I mean, she's been out of tons of relationships, and she's like, I have to get back in the game. My therapist said to get back in the game, and he keeps writing to her like as friends, like pen pals or something that says we're gonna be talking. I like you, I like you, Bryan Cranston. I like you. I like everything about you. You're smart, this and that. But then but because Kevin Hart calls the number that's in the one of the envelopes, he ends up going on the date. Bryan Cranston goes on a date with this woman, but at the same time, it's like he brings Kevin Hart along the way. But Bryan Cranston says, Kevin Hart, go home, or Dell, I guess you can say, Dell, go home. I can deal with this myself. I'm gonna be in a date with this woman, and this woman reveals to him that he's useless. He's basically just a waste of space. She reveals to him like, it's my therapist, the one that said to go out with you. I googled you on the internet. I googled you. I knew you were going to be on the wheelchair. I didn't know that it was going to be this bad, that you were going to be completely immobile. You couldn't move your hands, you couldn't move your feet, your legs, you're growing nothing. Nothing is mobile. Nothing. And she reveals that, well, can we still be friends though? And Bryan Cranston or Mr. P, aka Mr. P, says, nope, I don't want anything to do with you. But first, she's feeding him and treating him well. But after, it's like, nope, I can't be with you. I can't be with you. If you're not going to understand that I'm in a wheelchair, I need 100% help, I can't be with you. So that's just the way it is. Like, wow, this woman that sees, because for me, I would have been like, why? I mean, I kind of get where the lady is coming from. I get that many of us in the real world wouldn't want someone in a wheelchair. But the way I'm saying is that if I was normal and my girlfriend was normal, say I had a girlfriend and she was normal, but all of a sudden she decides to jump, or she decides to like go to like another country and she gets cancer or something and ends up in a wheelchair, I'm not going to throw her out and say I want someone else. This person has been through tough times with me, but now it's time for me to throw her out. I don't think I would be that type of person though. I wouldn't, but it's kind of hard when you haven't been with this person that's in a wheelchair. You haven't been with them at all. They're like far away. It's like you're meeting them for the first time. But it's like, wheelchair. I'm like, how? Even I'm saying it in my own words. Like, how would I be with this person if they're in a wheelchair? How would I? It's useless. I don't want to have to be feeding them, but it's kind of like the movie thing. I'm like, it's kind of true. It's kind of true, man. Like, I would probably have the same thought, and I think most of you would have the same thought too of saying, this person's in a wheelchair, and I'm not in a wheelchair. I can run, I can walk, I can ride my bike, I can fly normal, like get on a plane and just be normal. I can go on a scooter, I can go on a bike, I can go on a skateboard, I can do everything that normal people can do. And most of the time, most people are not like that. So that's the reason I'm saying it's kind of hard, and I kind of understand the lady's character that she has to play. But at the same time, I still feel bad for Brian's character because he's immobile. He should live a happy life, even though he's. I still feel that way. I still feel that way. Like let him have a good time, man. Let him. That's what I think. I'm like, give him his chance, man. Give him a shot. Somebody stay with him. I know it's not me. I mean, if I was a girl, I wouldn't. Or if one of someone I knew, I would still want to be friends though. I'm still telling the truth. I'm like the female in the movie that wants to supposedly date Mr. P. I'm like, I get it. You want to be that way. You want to date. I mean, you still want to be friends with this person. I still want you in my life, even though I don't like you that way. I don't want you because I don't want to be taking care of you 24/7 and all of that. And I kind of feel that way too. Even though it's sad to say that, but it's true. I kind of feel like if the person I met was already immobile, it's not the same thing as. I don't know if it's the same thing as someone being already. Someone that wasn't born that way or didn't happen that way. And all of us, it's like, say, let's say I had a girlfriend or I was living with my cousin. No, no, not cousin. Just my girlfriend. Let's just say I had a girlfriend. And she was normal. She could run. She could walk. She could be on a bike. She was normal. Like what normal people do. Run, walk, bike. I mean, I don't really mean normal, but everyone's normal. But in the world of some people's eyes, people in wheelchairs are not normal. But I think that they're normal. I've been around people in wheelchairs and I have never said anything bad to them. I've always said nice things about them. And I'm the type of person that even if you're in a wheelchair, I still say normal. I don't care. Why am I gonna go crazy because of that? But yes, so Bryan Cranston goes home and he kind of feels like trashed even by Kevin Hart. He feels like you betrayed me. You didn't listen to me. That's why I didn't want to meet this person because she's crazy. I knew she wouldn't want to be with me. So Bryan Cranston fires Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart goes back to his old life and feels completely crazy. And then in the end, Kevin Hart works in making chairs or making wheelchairs for other disabled people. But I don't. I think it's Nicole Kidman or the other lady that takes care of him to, like a nurse. The nurse comes and tells Kevin Hart, "You better come back to. You better come back." Because he's going crazy. Bryan Cranston is going crazy. So when he goes crazy, Brian fixes everything. Says we're gonna go for a drive, and that's how it kind of ends. Going for a drive to the hospital, just as a joke in the car, just racing until the police start chasing him, and Kevin Hart says, "I'm taking my friend to the doctor or to the hospital because he's having a heart attack." And when that happens, he goes to the hospital. He gets help from the police to go to the hospital. Then Kevin Hart decides to just go to like the middle of nowhere or to like the lake. And that's when they have a good time. Because that's when he meets Nicole Kidman again. I think she falls in love with him. And it's great. It's great. She falls in love with him, and after that, they just have a good time getting like, I think, jumping off a plane or something, or how do you say, kind of like paragliding, or no, like parachute. So let me just say this really quick. What do I think of this movie? I thought this movie was a good movie that you should watch. It's not. I mean, maybe for some of you it could be incredible. This movie was great. Everybody was great in this movie. I'm not going to say someone was bad. Everyone was great in this movie. So thank you guys for watching, and then I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one.